Good evening, students. Today we are into the strength of materials lab. Right? You have all seen this machine. No? Yes. What is this machine tells? It is universal testing machine of capacity 400 kilonewton capacity. Okay. So why it is called universal? Because you can test any material ultimate tensile strength. Okay. What is ultimate tensile strength? I will explain to you to understand better. You are having a, for example, you know Tata is a carrier which is used to transmit load from distributor to supplier. You all know what is Tata is vehicle. That vehicle is capable of carrying 7 tons load. Okay. That is what it is given as ultimate tensile, ultimate load. But the person who is driving that mini taxi or lorry will load more than 7 tons without knowing it. Okay. So what will happen when you load more than the ultimate, more than the maximum load? The vehicle will get failed, right? But actually, so there is something called as factor of safety. The factor of safety is ultimate stress by working stress. For example, if you have working load as 10 tons, then the ultimate load should be more than 10 tons. So that vehicle will carry only 10 tons. Should not be loaded more than 10 tons. But the ultimate load is 12 tons. But if you tell that you can load 12 tons, the people will load more than that. That should not happen. Okay. To test or to check the materials ultimate tensile strength, we are using this apparatus. So it can be tested for mild steel, copper, aluminium, anything in round rod form or in a square form, square rod form. Okay. So here we have a mild steel rod and we have 2 magazines. Right? One is fixed at the upper magazine, another one is bottom. So in this 2 fixtures, if you fix this mild steel rod, okay, then you have to mark a gauge length. So what is called ultimate strength? A person is having very ultimate strength. So we will have something called as hand wrestling, right? So who is having more strength, we can say. Likewise, the material, how, when it will fail. That is the point, that is the load, we call it as ultimate tensile load. The stress happening inside is ultimate tensile stress. Okay. You understood very well? So you are going to pull this rod from bottom and top equally using hydraulic system. So you have already know what is hydraulics and what is pneumatics. Anything that is working in air as a medium, we call it as pneumatics, and oil as medium, we call it as hydraulics. So from here, we are going to start the machine and then we can make this needle is connected to the loading instrument through a mechanism, right? So if you start loading the machine, we go like this to a particular load and then it breaks. Okay. So braking happens with the neck. Like this, it will be a neck. Understood? So when you start applying load slowly, what will happen? The material gets expanded. That is due to ductile nature. Ductile nature is like when you are wearing gold. You are getting gold from all the mines, gold mines, polar gold things you have understood. So from that mines you are taking pure gold. And then you are segregating the gold, and then you mix with copper, then you do some ornaments. The property which allows you to do some ornaments like bracelet, chain, and ring, everything is ductility because it can be drawn into wires. Okay. So the same property is applied here, and a gauge length is marked in the chart piece. And then when we start loading, it starts slowly pulling apart the rod. So there exists a point where elastic limit, beyond the elastic limit, plastic limit, beyond the plastic limit, there is a breakage point, that is fracture point. Fracture happens and then it breaks. So we can find the ultimate tensile